So when Nintendo announced the brand new kind of game key cards that they're doing for the Nintendo Switch 2, which a lot of people were confused about, by the way, and if you're still confused, I'll link a video down in the description below where I kind of break it all down, explain it to the best of my ability, which I think should be helpful for anyone who's still confused about that. But when they first announced that, I didn't expect that many games to end up using that kind of feature. But we sort of have a list now, sort of a breakdown of the games that we know so far, which games are going to be digital only, which games are going to have physical versions, and which games are going to be game keycard releases only. So I want to talk about that here in this video because it's kind of interesting, some of the game choices that is going to be only game keycards. And so again, just to reiterate very briefly, game keycards is a physical cartridge that you're going to put into your Switch console, but it's going to give you basically a license to download a digital version of the game. There's a lot of games on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S that do this. One that I know of for sure is Call of Duty. Call of Duty is just a license on the disc, which is really frustrating because let's say you don't have an internet connection, you can't play those games. You know, in the past like few years, I think it's been that Activision's been doing that with Call of Duty. So that's kind of what's going on here with these Nintendo Switch 2 game key cards. But what's weird is that some of these games could easily fit on an actual cartridge, but some of these companies are opting not to do that. And why is that weird? Because Cyberpunk 2077 is one that is confirmed to be on a 64 gigabyte Nintendo Switch 2 cartridge. So CD Projekt Red, they're doing that with Cyberpunk 2077, which is arguably a pretty big game. But then there's games that are a little bit smaller that are not doing that. So we're gonna go through a little bit of this kind of list again, physical versions of games, digital, and then the game keycard releases, and try to figure things out and understand what's going on here. So if you enjoy this kind of content, stick around for more. We do a variety of Nintendo-based content. Let's go ahead, jump into this. We're going to go first to Nintendo Everything. I got a couple links open that I want to show you guys that kind of give us a little bit of a list, sort of at a convenient kind of place, if you will. So what they have right here is every Nintendo Switch 2 game with a game keycard release. One of the first ones is really confusing. Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm almost positive this is a 3DS game that's getting kind of remade and remastered and ported over. And so that one actually has me scratching my head the most. I'm like, why would you not put it on a physical cartridge? I don't know how to say this, but anyways, Daemon X Machina. I never played these games, so I'm sorry. Here's the thing: Japan only. Okay, so Japan is getting game keycard, but the full game is on a cartridge in the West. So if you're in North America and elsewhere in the world, you're gonna get the full game on the cartridge. But if you're in Japan, you're only gonna get it on a game keycard. Please make it make sense. I want to say one thing. This, before everyone's like, oh, I see Nintendo, so stupid. I don't think this is a Nintendo issue. This is third-party developers, and they're all choosing what to do with their own games, as far as I'm aware here. So Hitman World of Assassination Signature Edition is also going to be a game keycard. I don't know how to say this. Kunitsu Gami Path of the Goddess is going to be a game keycard. Madden NFL 26. It was actually confirmed that this is a pretty big file size. Let me see if we can find it. Hold on. Okay, yeah, so over on Nintendo Life, it's actually not that big. It's a 62 gig cartridge. And again, Cyberpunk 2077 is what did I say, 64 was it? Where am I here? I just got lost. 64 gig cartridge. So Madden NFL 26, I mean, if it's only 62 gigs, that should be able to fit on a normal Switch 2 cartridge. But the thing is, that's weird, is there's games like Split Fiction, which is 71 gigs, and if the Nintendo Switch 2 game cartridges are only 64 gigs in size, then okay, I guess Split Fiction can't fit on it. I didn't realize Split Fiction was that big. Great game, by the way. I played it over on my other channel with one of my good friends, Hollow. But anyways, Hitman World of Assassination, 61 gigs. Again, this is another one that it sounds like it should be able to fit. Maybe it's cutting it too close. I don't know, man. It really doesn't make sense. So I don't get it. Nintendo's games appear to be a lot smaller. Nintendo's really good at kind of like compressing files. They've always been really good at that. Mario Kart World, which is massive, comes in at 23.4 gigs, which is one of their bigger file sizes. Some of their other games are kind of like around the 10 or a little bit less kind of gig mark. But yeah, it's weird. Again, you know, game key card release for Madden 26. Let's go back to the list here. I don't know why it keeps bringing me back to the top of the web page here, but anyways, so that's another one. Nobunaga's Ambition Awakening Complete Edition, also game key card. Puyo Puyo Tetris 2S, Raido, I don't know how to say this. Raidu Remastered, The Mystery of the Soulless Army, Shine Post, Be Your Idol, Sonic Shadow Generations, Sonic X Shadow Generations. I don't know why that one either. Street Fighter 6, again another one. Game keycard only. Suikoiden. I don't know how to say these words, but I should know how to say that. 1 and 2, HD Remaster, Survival Kids. That one's weird. I don't know a lot about this game, but from what I've seen, I can't imagine it's going to be a massive game. Wild Hearts S and Yakuza 0 Director's Cut also. Really weird. Again, when you look at games like Cyberpunk 2077, right? Mario Kart World, they have it listed here, actually, some of the ones here. You know, it's just weird. Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma is confirmed to be on a 64 gig cartridge as well, if you didn't know that. And they're actually saying, if you missed that video, they're saying that the devs, Marvelous, they're saying that apparently you can take the Switch 2 game cartridge, insert it into the Switch 1, and it'll just boot up the Switch 1 edition, and you could put it into the Switch 2 and it'll boot up the Switch 2 edition, which is pretty crazy. Over on Reddit, we have a fuller list. Someone posted this list over on Reddit, which is kind of helpful to kind of summarize. So this is the games we know about so far. The ones that actually come complete on the cartridge physically: Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition, again, Daemon X Machina, however you pronounce it, Japan game card, rest of the world, full thing on the cartridge, Donkey Kong Bonanza on the cartridge, obviously all the first party stuff, and obviously Kirby, right? Mario Kart World, Cross Worlds, Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma, we already mentioned that, Story of Seasons, Grand Bazaar, Super Mario Party, again, all the first party stuff. Most of the third party stuff, except a couple, are game key cards, at least the ones that we know so far. Bravely Default, Flying Fairy, like I said, I just mentioned most of these right here. Now there's a couple that actually come as a code in a box, which one of them is Split Fiction and the other one is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3+4, which I'm actually surprised and bummed out about, because you know, I'm a huge fan of Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I've been covering a lot of 3+4 over on my other channel, and I was hoping that there'd be like some kind of actual physical edition for that one as well, kind of nostalgic, you know. I still have Tony Hawk American Wasteland on GameCube on the disc, you know. Even a game, you know, card, game key card, but a code in a box. Okay, code in boxes are kind of dumb to me. I don't know why we're just still doing codes in boxes, and like, I don't know why these two companies, Split Fiction and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3+4, why are they not just doing game key cards? I don't know. And then digital only, there's a few. Street Fighter 6, well, we actually mentioned Street Fighter 6 is game key card as well. Switch 2 Welcome Tour, Fast Fusion, and Kunitsugami, again, we mentioned that's also game key card, but also digital. So I don't know, really weird stuff going on here. I don't know, man. You guys let me know what you think in the comments section below. Like, it's kind of weird that there's so many third-party games going on game key cards. I'm really curious for a game like, let's say, Final Fantasy VII. What are they going to do? Because Bravely Default, you know, again, that's a game key card. So I think Final Fantasy VII is probably going to end up being a game key card as well. But it makes you scratch your head, because again, we see that a game like Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition, which by the way includes the DLC Phantom Liberty, that can easily fit complete on a box on a 64 gig cartridge, and yet some of these other games cannot, or they're not. It's not that they cannot, it's that the developers are opting out not to do that, which again just leaves you scratching your head as to why they're doing this. But what do you think about all this? Is it turn you off from some of these games? Do you still plan to pick them up as game key cards? Do you rather just buy them software? Again, the thing with game key cards though is like, you can lend the game out, you can resell the game, whereas if you buy it digital, you can't do that. But with a game key card, because there's a license on there, you know, if you don't have that game key card inserted into your console, you can't play the game. And again, that just creates a resell kind of ability, right? You get to be able to resell these games or lend them out or whatever. Again, digital games though, Nintendo is coming out with that whole new virtual card thing where you can lend digital games out. But either way, you know, so game key cards make sense to an extent. It just doesn't make sense why so many third-party developers are seeming to opt for game key cards rather than just putting the entire game on the card, when we know that, again, they can fit. So I don't know. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching so far. Why don't you tell me what you thought in the comments? It was interesting to say the very least. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to continue to support the channel if you want to see more videos like this one. And I will see you in the next video. Tell them friends. Game on. See you guys later.